Good morning to all of you. We will commence our school day program in a few minutes from now. I request.
Hello. Namaste.
Vanakkam. Kimchu. Good morning, everyone. How spectacular is the day and the vibrations that we all are experiencing.
It's a special time of the year yet again when the air exudes the aroma of the festivity of our school day and we move on in tune with it.
Yes, there is excitement in the air. The stage is decked up to its finest. What an amazing ambience.
We are ecstatic to have you all with us today to witness and be a part of this grand celebration.
We have prepared a diverse concoction of dance, music and play to enthrall you and keep you glued to your seats.
We are on the threshold of welcoming our 42nd school day, a beautiful event with hearts full of gratitude.
On such a joyous occasion, I, Jizini Silva,
I, Slok Ashoka Shetty,
I, Aradhya Venugopal Kenjur,
And I, Vishweshwari Kamath,
extend to you a very warm welcome. The chief guest of the day, Mrs. Usha Rao, an Edu-Consultant and the former principal of Presidency School, Mangalore, is expected to join us anytime from now.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, the chief guest of the day, Mrs. Usha Rao, is being escorted by our beloved director, Professor Matthew C. Nainan, Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali A. Matthew, Principal, Dr. John Thomas, and other dignitaries. May I request all of you to rise and receive the dignitaries? Please remain standing.
Prayer is a channel that brings the waters of grace to the barren regions of our soul and makes it blossom in virtue. Let's invoke the divine blossoms on all our proceedings through a prayer song. It's a good thing to give thanks to the Lord and His praises to His name. In the morning we will know His love as He brings us to the day. For in your joy I've been made glad in all that you have done. Oh Lord, the beauty of your word in me has just begun. For in your joy I've been made strong, in you I'm made new. You set my feet upon a rock, and Lord, that rock is you. It's a good thing to give thanks to the Lord and His praises to His name. In the morning we will know His love as He brings us to the day. As He brings us to the day. As He brings us to the day. Please be seated.
Sweet words are like music, priceless and free. Their beauty and splendor get double when heard from a charming child. And now, I invite Sia A. Ballal of Class 2 to accord a cheerful welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Esteemed Director, Professor Matthew C. Nanan, Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Mrs. Usha Rao, below Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali A. Matthew, respected Principal, Dr. John Thomas, heads of sister institutions, members of the faculty and staff, invited guests, parents, and my dear friends. It is with immense joy and excitement that I stand before you to welcome you to this spectacular annual day celebration. At this moment, let's remember and bow our head in gratitude to our founders, late Dr. C.T. Abraham and late Mrs. Alice Abraham. Let's continue their legacy and strive for excellence by embracing the values and principles set by them. Our director, Professor Matthew C. Nanan's presence is the most cherished moment for us. Dear sir, we are truly blessed to have you leading us. On behalf of everyone present here, I accord a heartwarming welcome to you, sir. We are delighted to welcome our esteemed chief guest, Mrs. Usha Rao, whose presence adds an extra joy to this occasion. Ma'am, we are happy to have you in our midst this morning. With a joyful heart, I extend a genuine welcome to you, ma'am. May I request Sandhana Sidratisha of Class 2 to honor our chief guest with a bouquet. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sandhana. A hearty welcome goes to our beloved Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali Matthew, who plays a vital role in all our activities and making our schooling enjoyable. A cordial welcome to you, ma'am. I extend a wholehearted welcome to our amazing principal, Dr. John Thomas, the captain of our academic ship. Your compass of wisdom and dedication guide us at every step. A loving welcome to you, sir. I welcome the members of School Managing Committee and heads of our sister institutions. Your presence has added a real charm to this function. Let me extend a joyful welcome to you all. A heartfelt welcome to our parents and grandparents, the unsung heroes of our life. Your love and care keep our life moving smoothly. Your presence brings a so-called angelic smile on our face. A warm welcome to you, dear parents and grandparents. And now it's my turn to welcome our teachers. Wow! Like wizards with wands of wisdom, you create altogether a magical world for us. A special welcome, dear vice principals, head teachers, members of the faculty and staff who work tirelessly to make our schooling enjoyable. Finally, I would like to welcome my dear friends who are the sunshine of today's program. I accord a sweet welcome to all of you. Once again, I say Balal of Class 2. Cordially welcome all of you to this grand celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Sia. Through your cheerful welcome, you have lighted up our faces and warmed up our hearts. After this heartwarming formal welcome, Vishwesh, how about moving forward to a traditional version of it?
I totally agree with you, Aradhya. The heartbeats have gone up and everyone is eager to sink into the depth of music, lights, songs and joy.
The diversity in our culture and the rituals of welcoming guests is an exceptional identity of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hold your hearts as the students of classes 2 to 4 are here to welcome you with a dance to a fusion of classical and folk music.
आजा आजा जिंद शामी आने के तले आजा जरी वाले नीले आसमाने के तले जय हो
From God's very own country comes the dance of Enchantress Mohini, steeped in beauty, grace and dignity, Kerala's Mohiniyattam.
Depicting the divine love story of Radha, Krishna and their Rasleela, this beautiful dance hailing from Manipur is a sight to behold, rooted in the tradition of northeastern India, Manipuri.
A dramatic combination of dance, music, theatre, costumes and literature, taking us through the heritage of the land in all its colourful glory is Karnataka's pride, Yakshagana. From the heart of Telugu land comes this beautiful dance drama tradition, full of sculpturous movement and dynamic storytelling. Kuchipudi is an experience you can never forget.
Sashaying and swaying in the regal lanyard sarees, dancing to the beats of the dole and mesmerizing everyone who lay their eyes on them is Maharashtra's pride, Lavani.
Moving with the speed of the wind, this dance of northern India synonymous with grace, agility, rhythm and beauty, Kathak.
Born from the Natya Shastra, this sensational dance form is as rooted in history as it is relevant in its modernity. Bharatanatyam is like poetry in motion. With turns and twirls fast enough to make the head spin, Garba is Gujarat's heartbeat.
From the lush green fields of Punjab comes this explosion of energy, Bhangra.
When Navaratri comes, everyone comes together to play Garba and pay respects to Devi.
Who among us can promise to stay still when a Bhangra beat plays?
Tossing with the rhythm of the land, we come together to dance as one people in the language of dance and love.
आजा जिंदे शामी यादें जे तले आजा
With this enchanting performance, we extend a gracious welcome to all gathered here to grace this occasion.
What a high-spirited welcome! Thank you, dear friends, for the genuine welcome. A pleasant time of life gone by may not come back to us, but beautiful relationships and happy memories of friends and school will stay in our hearts forever. We are privileged to receive quality education at Little Rock. Each day we spend in school is a day to cherish. Now, I call upon Tanmay Bhatt of Class 10 to share her unforgettable experiences of many fruitful years in the school.
A very good morning to all of you. I feel extremely delighted and honored to stand before this massive gathering to pay a tribute to my school. I have spent the past 12 years in Little Rock Indian School, and this journey has truly been a great odyssey. Kindergarten. The first step in our formal education was a magical place where every day I had some new discoveries and ventures. I vividly remember the colorful classrooms filled with laughter, creativity, and the delightful aroma of crayons and gloom. I can clearly remember that day in kindergarten. My teacher approached my mom, urging her to enroll me in music classes. A path we hadn't considered as our family wasn't initially keen on it. Surprisingly, through this, she unearthed my hidden potential. That is truly a day to remember. Throughout my schooling, along with n number of right things, I've committed some mistakes as well. I can remember how naive I have been. Yet, I have always been saved by my genuine friends and real teachers. That is how I discovered the real meaning of cooperation and love from my school life. Beyond the classrooms, extracurricular activities and programs have added depth and vibrancy to my school experience. One among them is the family hour. Family hours are not just a designated time on a calendar. It is an occasion that nurtures growth, learning, and understanding. It is through these programs I was able to overcome my stage fear, gain self-confidence, and also discover my true potential. Today, if I'm standing in front of you with absolute confidence, it is because of the family hours. The literary and cultural competitions have also played a major role in my growth. The happiness I had while receiving 3 to 4 prizes encouraged me to strive harder to achieve more the next time. Joining in different activities on Independence Day and Republic Day, leading group activities, opening myself to stage performances, teaching during Teachers' Day, taking part in inter-school competitions, participating in science exhibitions. All of these have unfolded the leader in me. Well, this tribute is incomplete without mentioning the 2 significant programs of our school, the school days and the sports days. A little rocker can never forget the moments he or she spent during these days. And these days have always been the favorite ones of my school life. Besides all these, our school has one of the best libraries and computer centers, which have helped me to improve myself all these years. To be precise, whether it's in the field of science, literature, arts, or sports, we have always been given a chance to make our mark and showcase our talents in this school. Today, I would also like to share some reflections on the essence of time as perceived through the lens of our school. All programs in Little Rock take place on time, not a minute late or not a minute early. And I have to thank the school for inculcating that habit of arriving 5 minutes before the mentioned time for any trip or appointment. At this juncture, I would like to thank my parents for making me a part of this vibrant LRIS family. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the dedicated teachers who impart knowledge with passion. I am deeply indebted to each one of them. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes. On the day of the sports event, I realized I had lost my bag, which contained my uniform and other essential things. I was a bit tense. However, within moments, an auntie found my bag and returned it to me, instantly relieving my tension. Recently, when I was at the announcer's desk during the sports day, I was amazed to see the aunties selflessly finding the lost items and returning them to the right owner, demonstrating their dedication and honesty. Let me also thank all my classmates who made this journey truly memorable. LRIS has not only been an alma mater, which literally means nourishing mother, but also a sanctuary of learning and growth. Before I conclude, I would like to express my deep felt gratitude to the great visionaries Dr. C.T. Abraham and Mrs. Alice Abraham, whose determination and sacrifice will always be remembered. My sincere thanks to our beloved director, Professor Matthew C. Nainen, who has always tuned our ears to his words of wisdom, and Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali Abraham Matthew, for treating us as our own children. Let me thank our loving principal, Dr. John Thomas, for his enthusiastic English classes, motivation, and support. Dear Little Rock Indian School, you're more than a chapter in my life. You're a source of inspiration, a reservoir of knowledge, and a testament to the transformative power of education. As I step out into the world, I'll take with me the Little Rock spirit to strive for excellence, to value relationships, and to make a positive impact wherever I go. Thank you, Little Rock.
Thank you, dear Tanmay, for your heartwarming tribute. We are indeed touched by your words, and we believe you will leave no stone unturned to fulfill each role and responsibility you will be entrusted with. We wish you all success in your future endeavors.
Dear all, we are aware that our school nurtures and encourages every child to dream big and believe in themselves.
You are absolutely right, Aradhya, and that is the reason why we little rockers are passionate and excel in any task assigned to us. Our school also teaches us to learn from our failures without losing hope in ourselves.
Now, let's sink into the rhythm of a stadium hymn. Dreamers, the official soundtrack of FIFA World Cup 2022, written and sung by the famous South Korean singer Jungkook of BTS.
The members of the school choir are ready and excited to perform this inspiring song for all of us.
We are the dreamers, we make it happen.
my dear friends, for the jubilant and rousing rendition. The song definitely reminded us how important it is to never stop believing in our dreams. The reward of a thing well done is to have done it, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. Our school is known for rich history and proud tradition of excellence. We are proud of the many achievements and accolades we have received over the years. Without further ado, I request our principal, Dr. John Thomas, to present the annual report. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, all of you. Annual report of Little Rock Indian School for the academic year 2023-24. Honored dignitaries, esteemed parents, respected teachers, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. A warm welcome to each one of you. I deem it a unique privilege to reflect upon the milestones and achievements that have shaped yet another remarkable year at Little Rock Indian School. Let me unfold and sum up the outcome of our collective efforts, dedication, and unwavering commitment to excellence. This annual report encapsulates the journey of growth, learning, and triumphs that define our vibrant school community. As we delve into the pages of accomplishments and challenges, I invite you to join me in celebrating the spirit of resilience, innovation, and unity that defines the essence of Little Rock Indian School. As we unravel another year at Little Rock, let's bow our heads in reverence and gratitude to our beloved founders, late Dr. C.T. Abraham and late Mrs. Alice Abraham, for the glorious legacy that they left behind. Awards and recognitions. Like last year, this year too, we received 2 awards for education excellence. Intelligent Mind Trust, a non-profit organization committed to the excellence in education based in Noida, in collaboration with the government of Mauritius, organized its Educational Excellence Award ceremony in Mauritius. Little Rock was selected for 2 awards in different categories. Principal Dr. John Thomas for Best Holistic Development of Children, and Ms. Teresa Joseph, English teacher, for Women Empowerment. They received the awards in Mauritius in the 3rd week of August from the President of Mauritius. Education World Ranking. Education World is a leading publication on education in India. According to their latest survey, we are ranked 1st in Udupi and 5th in Karnataka under Decum boarding schools category. Students, faculty, and staff. We have 3,795 students on roll now, of which 1,885 are girls and 1,910 are boys. We have 165 dedicated teachers and 98 non-teaching staff. We maintain a teacher-student ratio of 1:23. CBSE exams. We presented the 31st batch of class 10 students and the 29th batch of class 12 students in March 2023. 272 students appeared in class 10 exam and all of them passed. Category-wise distribution, please follow the screen. Vani Malya and Shiris Mohandas Chadiga get the highest percentage of 96.2. 10 students scored A1 in all subjects. The list is on the screen. 79 students appeared in class 12 exams and all of them passed. Please follow the screen for the category-wise distribution. Daria S. Shah gets the highest percentage of 97.4 in biology, and Arnav Udappa gets the highest percentage of 96 aggregate in computer science. 10 students scored A1 in all subjects. Scholarships and concessions. We have been offering scholarships and fee concessions to our students from financially handicapped families and to the children of our staff. Please follow the screen for the details. And the total outlay this academic year is 51,11,973 rupees. We also have initiated Srimati Neelavati endowment this year, which is worth 1 lakh rupees. Current year's investments. We have added 14 buses to modernize our fleet. We also modernized our classroom furniture. A 160 kVA generator and a laundry machine have been added this year. A new play school building exclusively for pre-KG is also added this year. Parent-teacher interface. We had our parent-teacher interface during June and July in 3 sessions. Mr. Sachin Ravi, Dr. Soya Nambiar, and Dr. Lavina Lobo addressed our parents in these 3 different sessions. As many as 2,706 parents attended the 3 parents' meetings. Let me appeal to the parents to maintain the same spirit in the years to come. Your participation in school activities send out a positive signal to our children. Library facilities. We have 4 libraries with a combined stock of 48,433 books costing around 65,04,824 rupees. This year we have added 1,510 books costing 3,79,724 rupees. We also subscribe to multiple copies of all major newspapers, magazines, and journals. Birthday Fund. Our birthday fund is a source of blessing to many people. It's our humble effort to mitigate the suffering of less fortunate fellow human beings through this fund. This year, we have already given away 7,65,000 rupees. Some of our beneficiaries are placed on the screen. Please follow it. We also make sure that the amount given from birthday fund reaches the right hands. The ultimate aim of such practice is to make our children understand the joy of giving and the values of compassion and charity. Important programs. We started our academic year with a week-long faculty enrichment program by CBSE and other agencies. Let's have a glimpse of the major events of this academic year so far. On 2nd June, Professor Matthew C. Nainen conducted an awareness program for the divers and conductors. On 3rd June, our directors, Sunlight and Shadows, his latest book was released. Founders Day was celebrated in all sections. Dr. Roshan Kumar Shetty and Mr. K. Guruprasad Bhatt addressed the gathering in different sections. Environment Day, Yoga Day, Rashtriya Ekta Divas, etc. were also celebrated. Several awareness and training programs were arranged for students like career guidance, child labor, cyber security, legal awareness, etc. by experts in the field. We had an alumni meet of 1993 Class 10 batch on August 14th. All national days are solemnly celebrated. A special Teachers' Day program was organized on 2nd September for the faculty of the campus institutions. Professor Vincent Alva, principal of Milagres College, Kalyanpur, addressed the gathering on the occasion. Mrs. Aradhi Rajaratnam conducted workshop for parents from play school to class 12 on 22nd and 23rd of September. Kannada Rajyotsava was colorfully celebrated on 31st October and 2nd November. Some of the notable achievements of the year. As you are aware, we give equal importance to co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Our students participate in inter-school, state level, and national level competitions. Our students also excel in AICS, that is Association of CBSE and ICSE Schools, competitions too. Hence, the list is too long, and I shall not read all of them. All such achievements will be listed in our forthcoming yearbook. However, I wish to highlight a single achievement, that is, Gauri S. Naik of class 10 received a scholarship to attend International Summer Debate Camp, Cornell University, Ithaca in the USA. She was one among the 5 students selected from India. She attended the camp in Cornell University from 29th July to 6th August. Conclusion. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each member of Little Rock family. I take this opportunity to thank the school managing committee, especially the director, Professor Matthew C. Nainen, and the deputy director, Mrs. Lally Abraham Matthew. I also extend my gratitude to the vice principals, head teachers, faculty, staff, students, parents, benefactors, and resource persons for striving earnestly in taking Little Rock to greater heights. Thank you all for your unwavering support, trust, and dedication to the vision of Little Rock. It's your commitment that propels us forward. I'm confident that the coming years will bring even more opportunities for growth, learning, and success. May we continue to thrive, inspire, and create a legacy that resonates with the vision of our founders. I sincerely thank the Almighty for giving me yet another opportunity to present the annual report of this prestigious school. Thank you, everyone, from the depth of my heart. Thank you. Let me introduce our chief guest to you now. Mrs. Usha Rao envisions to usher in rays of sunshine into the lives of students and teachers. She has had an enriching journey in the field of education for over 25 years as a teacher and later as a principal. As principal, she has been a successful mentor and consultant to teachers and a friend to the parent community. After a 15-year distinguished career in a leadership position, Mrs. Usha is currently an Edu-Consultant helping schools develop sustainable learning programs and continuous improvement processes. Counseling is something that comes naturally to her. She has managed students with educational, emotional, and linguistic challenges in school and college. Having assisted and supported functionalities of planning and implementation of Pana Pre-Uni College, she has set up the kindergarten for a government school in Ullaibetu and has been guiding the team since June 2018. As a representative of the Suicide Helpline, she is working with schools and teachers for implementation of the life skills programs and mental awareness drives as it is the need of the hour today. Mrs. Usha has a degree in education and a master's in psychology. With much love, respect, and gratitude, I now invite Mrs. Usha Rao to address the gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful introduction. My association with Professor Nainan dates back to many, many years, and it has always been a pleasure and is always is a pleasure to visit your school. Thank you. Good morning. Principal sir has allotted me 15 minutes to address you, but I know that all you parents are very eager and excited to watch your children perform, and not really probably excited to listen to me. So what I choose to have today is a conversation with you rather than a narration or a lecture. So it's more like a conversation, and it is something that is so very passionate to me. So I think somewhere I will reach you, and if you're able to take home even one single sentence of what I have said today, it is going to make a huge difference in the lives of your children. Your children are a clean slate. It's such a beautiful age, age maybe 5 to 10, a beautiful clean slate where you invest, and this investment will not cost you anything, but it is something that is going to last forever and ever in the minds of your children. So saying that, all of us dream that our children have to do academically well, that your child should be able to kind of rattle off formulae and probably know the history of India or the world like the back of his hand, is able to calculate without the calculator. We all have dreams like that. We want our kids to be academically very good. Yes, naturally so. But honestly, if you think in the long run, we would want our children to live up to what they've planned, live up to their goals, and be successful in reaching them. They might have to take very tough decisions along the way, but in the long run, we want them to lead a very happy and peaceful life. That's what all of us wish. But the kind of society that we live in is so very aggressive on academics, and that we chase after it. We only are chasing after numbers. We're only chasing after the fuss and the grades and the highest score. I don't blame anybody. It is naturally so. My generation, it was lesser, but it is getting more and more aggressive down the line. We are just chasing after marks. We're just chasing after intelligence. And in our minds, intelligence is just doing very well in academics. Intelligence is just doing very well with your higher scores. You're doing your NEET and you're doing this and getting admissions into the best of colleges. That is intelligence to the general population. But I would like to tell you that there are 3 more intelligences that we tend to have sidelined. Other than the intelligence quotient, IQ, that we all know about, there is also EQ, that is the emotional quotient. There is also SQ, that is the social quotient. And there is AQ, that is the adversity quotient. Now, these are all intelligences that we have set aside, and we only remember or focus, or the elevator conversation that we have is only on academics, only on scores, only on maths, only on science. That is what we are all worried about, because that's what the general population is worried about. And we kind of don't really have the time to think if it is right or wrong, because we are caught up in our own busy world. So we chase after, the only thing that you can see or what is tangible is the scores, is the marks, is the grades. So that is what we chase after, and that is what we remember, and that is what we talk. You talk to your neighbors, you talk wherever you go, you speak only on academics and scores. So we'll not speak much about the intelligence quotient, because all of us do know what it is all about. It's just scores, it's just your critical thinking, it's your problem solving. It is all of that, which we know we're doing it in the academics in every school. Let me focus a little on the emotional quotient. Now, it measures the individual's emotional intelligence, that is, the ability to manage his own emotions and understand the emotions of others. We sideline this so much that we are ashamed to acknowledge an emotional mix-up or an emotional baggage that we're carrying. We are so very ashamed, so it's kind of bottling up inside us and just breaks through at some time later on in life. Now your children are very young, but as they grow up, when they are teenagers, that's when it hits you and you wonder where to begin doing your damage control. Because that's when you're helpless, because the children have a mind of their own and they're not going to listen to you, and you're miserable. You just get into this point of saying, my child is not listening to me at all. So where have we gone wrong in parenting is what kind of worries us 10 years from today. But what I share with you today is something that you can do in baby steps, and then you don't really have to worry later on, 10 years down the line. Let me just come to it. So a person with a high EQ is very empathetic, is very compassionate, is a very good communicator, likes to maintain peace, keeps time, is very responsible, is honest, is a very humble person, is considerate, and a genuine person. Now just think, somewhere in your life, I'm sure you've met a person who's like this, who's very peaceful, who's a very good communicator, has his head screwed up on his shoulders. I'm sure, just reflect for a minute, maybe in your family, maybe your grandparents, maybe your neighbor, maybe your friends. There's someone who has a very strong emotional intelligence and is quite at peace. Now, just because he has an emotional intelligence doesn't mean he's dumb, doesn't mean he doesn't have an IQ. He does have it, but his emotional intelligence is so powerful that helps him tide over a lot of things as he grows up later in life. Now, there's something called an emotional self-regulation. It's an important component of EQ, emotional quotient. Now, it is the ability to manage one's experience and express the emotions. Now, you just see by the age of 4, a child is able to, somewhere in his own manner, distinguish between, let's say, fear and noise. So, if it is fear, maybe the child will just close his eyes, and if it is noise, maybe shut his ears. So that is the immediate response that the child has. That's all that he can do when he's 3-year-old. Or maybe over a period of time, he feels, okay, let me not, if I'm frightened, let me not close my eyes, let me run to my mom. Let me run to my father. You know, that is where he's trying to regulate his emotion. That is where he's trying to find out how best to deal with this problem of fear in his life. So he runs to his mom, and then let's say sound, fear, he's afraid of sound. Let's say thunder. The child is so afraid of thunder, but over a period of time, he realizes that there is nothing really so frightening about thunder. That is over a period of time. So by the time the child is 10, he is able to regulate his emotions so much, he is able to address the problem, and when he's unable to find a solution, he learns to tolerate that emotion. He learns to address it and he learns to tolerate. Now, we, in today's fast-paced life, have no time to kind of address or value what the child is going to, because we are too busy. We are too busy to even pay any kind of attention to the fear or to the anger or to the any kind of emotion, because we are caught up in a mad race ourselves as parents. Today's generation I'm talking about. I mean, no complaints about it, but we are caught up in that race because we have our own baggage to carry. But in the bargain, more and more I see that children are just kind of emotional wrecks. They just don't know how to handle emotion. They don't know how to help themselves when they're caught up in this mighty big mess in the mind. Then there is another component of emotional quotient, that is self-control. See, as children throw tantrums. No, you don't like something, you're rolling on the street. It doesn't really matter. He's throwing such a tantrum, maybe you're a little embarrassed, but the child is rolling on the floor, no big deal. That's how he expresses his emotions. But as they grow up, they realize, okay, it's not really, or at least he feels that not everybody is throwing a tantrum like I am. So I think let me regulate it. Throwing a tantrum is not a solution. Working my way around it is a solution. So in situations like this is where we as parents play such an important role. If you kind of are too busy staring at your phone and not really realizing you're staring at your Instagram page, you don't have time to look at your child, that's where they think that it's okay to throw a tantrum, it's okay to misbehave, it's okay to hide my emotions, or it's okay to kind of vent out my anger. So that is something that kind of forms layers and layers in him as he grows up. And that's what 10 years later, as a teenage, you are so busy trying to damage control. Because he's already reached that stage where he believes that it is right to kind of get angry, throw a fit. And nowadays, driving, road rage is all such a happening thing. You're just angry, you take your car, you take your two-wheeler and just drive. And that's because that's the only way you know. You don't know how else to control or how else to regulate your emotion, how to apply brakes there. So that's where everything goes out of control. So somewhere along the way, we need to understand that we can control expressions of our emotions, and we need to kind of work towards this. And that is where you play an important role. Your children are just 5 and 10 today. I mean, that's the age group that's here. So it's such a clean slate. It is such a clean slate, and they're just beginning to understand or just beginning to, form impressions, a very impressionable age. That's where you can go a long way in making a difference. You're not investing much. You're not investing money. You're not going through a course. You're not spending anything. Just a little amount of attention to the child is something that goes a long way. Now just reflect and think about what kind of parent are you. Now if your child is very upset and you kind of are a parent that dismisses the emotion and says, oh, no big deal, let me just forget about it. You're just dismissing the emotion and eliminating it as if it's not important at all. Or are you a parent that is very disapproving? You don't like your child exhibiting negative emotions and you kind of discipline him through punishment. Or are you this kind of parent that is just indifferent? You know your child is going through a very negative phase, but you're not doing anything to help him tide over it. Or are you that emotional coaching parent that values what your child is feeling, that understands what he is going through? You don't brush it aside or sweep it under the carpet. You just kind of helping him accept that it is okay to feel what you're feeling, but let's work our way around it. So that is an intelligence, very important, that all of us need to work on. So what you can do is showing empathy, putting yourself in the child's shoes, whichever the age. And then you deal with it from his point of view, not your point of view. Because for us, you may find that very trivial. You may find that whatever is worrying him is something very silly. But for that child who is just 5-year-old, it is a magnitude. It is something so large and difficult. He's unable to deal with it. So you kind of address it by putting yourself in his shoes. Simple. Just think from his point of view and then address the problem. And it kind of, everything becomes simple. Because when you think from his point of view, you're not thinking like an adult, you're thinking like a child. They do have these very dramatic tantrums that the children throw. Accept the drama that the child is creating and then find your way around it. You can also model appropriate ways of expressing feelings. You can always say, okay, I know that you're hurt. Let us work our way around it. Or you can say something like, okay, I'm very angry that the neighbor is throwing garbage. So you're expressing the word anger and saying you're angry about it because the neighbor is throwing garbage. Or you can say, I'm very happy that your aunt has come to visit home today. Something along this. So label emotions: happy, sad, angry, unhappy, jealous. Because children, everything is just anger. They don't kind of differentiate and understand what it is. At this age, the age that your children are now, they don't really know. The vocabulary is not that much. So use appropriate words to use emotions, label emotions, and speak to your child. And you just see how different their whole... Draw a smiley face is what we teachers do in class. You're happy? Draw a smiley face. You're sad? Let's have a sad face. Let's have a crying face. That's what we do in the kindergarten and grade 1 and 2. It's the same thing. Label emotions and let the child feel that what he's feeling is not really, something out of the world. It is very normal. And make emotional intelligence an ongoing goal. Work from today to ensure that your child is not an emotional wreck, that your child is able to handle his, just like how all of us want him to do well in his integers or do his trigonometry well. Work on emotional intelligence in just the same manner. And all that you have to do is invest a little. Look at the child, watch him, and see what is upsetting him, and then go along with that. See, because when he becomes a teenager, if you worked with him like this now, I'm sure when he grows older, he will feel that he can relate to you. You don't have to demand that he relates to you. He will just relate to you, because from the time he's been a kid, he's been relating to you. So he will feel, okay, when I grow up, I think I can still ask my mom and dad if something is bothering me. So let me ask them. So it makes your path easier as they're, 17, 18, 19, 20, the impossible ages that they're going to reach in another 10 years. So it makes your life very simple. So help your child build that mental strength, which is really, see, I especially say this because I work with children. I work for a suicide helpline. And then in the research that we've conducted in schools in Mangalore, children have this ideation for suicide. There's so much percentage of children who, in their questionnaires, do feel like killing themselves, do feel like jumping off this, do feel like doing anything, which is suicidal. So we've worked with children. I'm always going to schools and addressing children and parents. I say, speak to someone, talk to someone. It is that 1 minute between a do or die. So why don't you build it at home? We can reach school and everything else, but you as a parent, you're in the house, watch your child to help build that mental strength in your child. Next comes the social quotient, which is also a very important aspect of intelligence. A person with social intelligence builds and maintains very good relationship with others, is a team player, is a friend of everybody, maintains relationships for a long, long time. Your childhood friend is your friend even today, at 60, maybe at 70. Your friend who was in school in the nursery class is still your friend today. So social quotient is another important intelligence which we tend to kind of forget. Your child may be probably scoring 100 on 100 and everything, but is a nerd, doesn't mix with people, doesn't talk to people. Always, you go to a friend's function, you leave your child at home because you say he's got to study. So he's at home and you're there at some other party because you think that that is more important for him. That's how the society is. I'm not honestly blaming anybody, but I'm just sharing this because this is something that really is something where we are going wrong. This is something where all of us in our own way have to address and deal with it. Now, it's very important that a child understands social cues. Child understands body language. All the time buried with a book. Nowadays, it's your phone. You're all the time buried. You just don't know what is happening around you. And that is no help at all. You're living in a society. You're living with people. You're going to be working in huge companies. And nowadays, companies look for people who are team players. Look for people who are good communicators. Look for people who don't give up. Not necessarily just marks. It's not just marks and marks and marks. Marks is kind of a passport for you, maybe for entry. But all the tests that they have, the interviews that they have go to different levels. And group interviews is where they kind of really select you because it's teams and it is the way you deal with the people who are with you and how you're a leader, how you solve a problem. That's what happens. So you can build it right now. It's not rocket science. You don't have to, read books or anything else. You just be there for your child and with all concentration and the social intelligence is done for. And lastly is the adversity quotient, that is the ability to overcome challenges and setbacks, to bounce back from difficult times. I mean, this is a very recent thing that's kind of playing an important role because our children seem to just give up. They have no will to fight, any disappointment because we are kind of pampering them so much. We are kind of, this is a general kind of trend that I see. We buy affection. We take them on holidays. We take them on expensive trips. And we do everything else. We buy them affection. And then, any little disappointment. the child doesn't know how to deal with it. So adversity quotient is another important aspect of intelligence. Now, when I say all this, the standard line that I get to hear, my child does not listen to me. So if he does not listen, how on earth am I going to kind of help him with all his intelligences? Now let me share something very interesting. There is this gentleman called Tomatis. He's written a book and all that. Something on the Tomatis listening therapy. There's a lot of work done on this field, but I personally happen to be involved in one of these sessions because my son volunteered to be one of the, very recent, volunteered to be a subject for some experiment that they were. This was in Auroville, Pondicherry. So what the team there wanted my son to record my voice. My mother tongue is Kannada. So to record a story in Kannada and send it to him. This was during the COVID phase. So I recorded my voice and sent him. And then once the pandemic passed, I went there and then I had to read a passage in Kannada there at their laboratory. And thereafter, my voice was converted into sound waves and played back to my son. So what I'm saying is, that is because the child has always been listening to my voice first, even from the time he's been conceived, and they're listening. So, and a lot of therapy work goes on after that. I mean, it helps change your personality. I mean, the actual Tomatis thing is it helps ADHD, it helps disorders, it helps dyslexia. There's a lot of research done on that. But this was a voluntary program to which, so my voice was recorded, was played back to him as a sound wave. So that is what he hears. And a lot of work was done after that. Some report was given to him and all that. So what I'm trying to say is, your child has been listening to you, not only the mother, to the father also, from the time he's been conceived. So I think we are morally bound to listen to them, aren't we? They listen to us, and do we really take time to listen? Now, here, I can hear the church bell. I can hear the sound of the ambulance. Maybe I can hear a car honking. You are listening to me because you're watching me. You're listening to what I have to say because you're looking at my body language. So we generally have this habit of only hearing to what your child has to say. You're not listening. You're not looking at him when he's talking to you. You are probably busy on your phone and just kind of something in the background is coming. And in between that, your mind is working overtime and you've already decided what you're going to reply to him. To whatever that little fellow is telling you, your mind is saying, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that, and you're already way ahead. You're not even listening to him and you have your answer ready. So what are you doing? You're not listening. You're only hearing. So when you only hear, you are not giving importance to what your child is saying. You're not listening to him. You're not listening to his. When you look at a person, you can see the body language, you can see the eyes, you can see the hand movements, you can see whether he's slouchy, angry, happy. There's so much. Or you have your mixie on, and then through the kitchen, you kind of yell at him and saying, have you done your homework? Or something like that. You yell out like that. You're not really looking at him. You're only ordering. You're only kind of, have you put your toys in? I mean, that is what we do. And that poor fellow realizes, then you kind of throw things like, if you don't put your toys in or don't clean up the room, you're not going out to play. The toys are not put in because he's not heard you. You let him go to play because you need some free time. So finally, you're not consistent. You're making a mistake yourself. So children, watch this. They're watching you every day. You are setting an example to them. You're watching them. They are watching you every second. So when you're not following, he says, okay, nothing my mom says or my dad says, so let me not listen. Now, as I'm speaking to you, some of you, no offense meant, I'm just using this as an example. Some of you may be preoccupied. Maybe you have a message coming. Maybe there is someone sick at home and you're busy watching the phone. Even in this audience. I mean, no offense, please. I'm just saying it as an example. So you're not listening to me. You're only hearing my voice over the mic that is echoing. So sometimes your child is so busy with his game, or maybe he's playing, assembling his Lego, and you are ranting and rambling about so many things that you want to do. Do your homework, do this, have you studied this, have you done this, after that you do this. And he's not listening to you. But you complain and say that he's not listening to you. It's not that. He's so much concentrating on that Lego that he's building. It's not his fault. So you are not concentrating to what I am saying here in this situation because you have something else that is bothering you or something else that is worrying you. Or you just decide, oh my God, she's just announced at the beginning of this speech that she's going to talk for 15 minutes. Let me listen to her only the last 5 minutes. So, I mean, you think of so many ways why you don't want to listen to me. So put yourself in the place of the child. He may not want to listen to you because he's doing something exciting, or he doesn't want to, he thinks that you're saying, and there's another thing. You say so many things, use such long sentences, and give him reasons of why he should or why wasn't. It's a paragraph that you're telling him that he decides to switch off. Now, if I today talk about, see, I'm a master's in psychology, so I can throw a lot of psychological jargon to you. I'm an educationist, I can throw a lot of educational theories to you, but that is going to bounce. You're not going to listen to me because it is all jargon to you. Like how a doctor will talk about all kinds of, biological and this, it doesn't make sense to me. You just tell me if my mother is all right or my father is all right. My father has dengue, my mother has dengue. Tell me what I need to do rather than tell me the platelets is down and this is down and that is this, you give this. And it doesn't make sense to me. You tell me in my layman's language what I understand. So for a child who is so very young, your jargon just bounces. He cannot relate to it at all. So my question to you is, are you listening to your child? We generally are not. So if you're listening, you generally ask questions, conversational. You reflect on what he has said, you think. And then you're probably thinking of, okay, not immediately, you're thinking of finding solutions for him. That is when your child starts to trust you. Your child starts to believe you and feels that, okay, it's okay for me to kind of speak. It's okay for me to share. It's okay for me to tell my mother. I need not be ashamed to express my emotion. I need not be ashamed to express my anger. Even academically, you may think that your child is scoring the best, but do you really know what he is going through? Do you really know the stress? Probably the child who's standing first has always this anxiety in him that he should not lose his position. That is also an anxiety. He's an emotional mess. But are you really addressing that? We are not. We are so very happy saying that he's standing first in class, and you think your child is, kind of a winner. Okay, so when we come to this point of a child not listening to you, you have to keep your cool. Don't just throw a tantrum because he's not listening to you, because you've lost it there. You're going to stomp your feet and say, listen to me, why aren't you? And shake some sense into him. He's not going to listen to you at all. Or turn tables, You set a system in such a way that when he's telling you something, you say, for the next half an hour, I'm not going to listen to you. So that is when he realizes that it is respectful to listen. He can't just ignore you. So these are little things that you can do. You work your own magic, because I'm just sharing tips that are comfortable in general. But you may have your own magic and your own mantra to listen to to make your child listen to you. Now, you may be wondering how listening and the 4 intelligences are connected. Listening is an investment that doesn't cost you. And if you listen to your child has accomplished all the 4 intelligences. It is that simple. Just simply listen to your child, and it will help build a bonding with your child. So when you're building a bonding with your child, aren't you building his social intelligence? Aren't you building his emotional intelligence? You're only listening to him. That is all that you're doing. You're not spending money, you're just listening. So you're establishing a bond. You show your child that you trust him. You show your child that you believe him, and you are conversing with him, and there is a relationship. So when he's a teenager, he will still address you, he will still talk to you, and you don't have to throw up your arms and desperation. That's how it goes. When you're listening to your child, you're helping your child communicate. That again is a social skill that is required for your child when he is out in the market, when he's out looking for a job, when he's a leader in some place. So you continue to help him grow by communicating, by expressing the vocabulary, the discussions that you have. It always helps, because many years later, they still come back to you and say, have I done it correct? I'm not talking about just teenagers. I today even ask my mom and dad. My dad is 94, my mom is 86. I still go to them and ask if I have made the right choice. I mean, that is the kind of, they're not PhDs or anything, but they just kind of sat with us, ate with us. We had dinner together. We never had dinner before dad came home. We would wait for him. We were kids. There was no theory. My mom never had any kind of theory, but that is the kind of bonding we had, and we still cherish it. And somewhere what they downloaded, I kind of downloaded on my kids, and I'm still a confidant to my kids. I mean, I'm not boasting, it just happened like that. Today, with all my theories, I think I did a good job, That's how I feel. Hit or miss, not that my kids haven't thrown tantrums, not that they've banged doors on me, not that they've not spoken to me for a number of days. We've gone through all that, but today, we kind of feel that we've not done a bad job with them. So I'm telling you, you're at that beautiful age. Your children are just 5 years old, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A beautiful age for you to work. Talking to the child definitely helps. Listening to your child helps build his self-esteem. When they reach teenage, when they're out in the market, here, okay, they are mollycoddled, because in school we really protect our children. We are pussyfooting around them, you mollycoddled, we take care of them, you drop them to school, you bring them home. There's a lot of things that we're doing, but once they're out in the market, that is where the self-esteem takes a hit. Because there are all kinds of things, all kinds of children outside, all kinds of people that you meet, your lecturers in college, and then your professionals, everything is so very different from what you're used to. So if your child has a very good feeling about himself or herself, there's no stopping him. I'm sure he will do very well, wherever he is, whichever job he's placed, whatever that he has to do. Self-esteem goes a long way in making or breaking your child. Academically too, which I already shared, he may be the best scorer in school, but I'm sure he's going through a lot of stress. So you supporting him, maybe he doesn't really want to do science and maths, is more inclined towards humanities or maybe the management stream. It is for us to watch and understand and help the child, even in the academic stream. Many of us, I've met parents who are, their children are first generation learners, because the parents have never studied, never been educated, so all their dreams, all their hopes are on their children. So obviously, they're very excited about the child becoming a doctor, child becoming an engineer. That's all that they know. So they push, they have the money, but they are not educated, so they're very excited. But we today, all of you here in this school, I'm sure in a few years from now, watch for what? With the new education policy coming in, there are a lot of avenues where you can help your child opt for something other than just the science stream or the art stream or whichever. There are a lot of openings that's given to you to choose. From grade 6 onwards, you can kind of decide what your child wants to do and kind of groom alongside. So work your way around it. Invest on just simply listening. Exchange your thoughts and ideas, because we generally think that our children are too small to listen to us. Your children may have wonderful ideas. You're going on a family trip, your child may come up with a fantastic idea, a new place, but we tend to brush aside saying, oh, he's too little, what does he know? You may ask him to do the budgeting, you may ask him to, they are smarter than us on searching, on the search engine. I'm sure they would find so many things for us which we probably have not even thought of or identified. So I'm just trying to say, you can build the intelligence, emotional intelligence, the social intelligence, and the adversity intelligence by just simply listening to your child. So take home this key message. Let us listen to our child and not only hear. Watch as your child speaks to you. Make sure that he is comfortable when he is addressing you or speaking to you, and the future of your child is taken care of. He will always come back to you, and always you will be his confidant, which makes you a very happy person. So I wish you all the best. And I only, if you have absorbed all that I've said, well and good. But otherwise, just take home this key message. Listen. Listen to your children, and the future is done. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your message was an icing on the cake. The inspiration that you have given through this speech will never die. We shall strive our best to make it our own and live it. Shlok, have you ever met an Indian soldier? Yes, Jizen, I have. And I must say, I have never met anyone else as passionate about the motherland as an Indian soldier. Indeed, जो खतरों से खेलते हैं उसे खिलाड़ी कहते हैं. जो जख्मी होने के बाद भी दुश्मन को मार गिराए उसे फौजी कहते हैं. अब देश की शान बढ़ाने वाले फौजी की कहानी को आगे बढ़ाने और आपके देशभक्ति को जगाने आ रहे हैं कक्षा 1 के नन्हे वीर.
मैं तुझे नहीं जाने दूंगी.
माँ, जैसे तू मेरी माँ है, वैसे ये धरती भी मेरी माँ है. आज दुश्मनों ने इसके आंचल को खून से रंग दिया है माँ. हम जवाब देने की पारी हमारी है. आशीर्वाद दे माँ.
फलक तू, गरज तू, बरस तू, धूप में छाँव की एहसास तू. सामने फौज है क्योंकि इम्तिहान की है घड़ी. तू तेरा अस्त्र है, तू ही तेरा शस्त्र है हर घड़ी.
कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं. हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं. कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं. हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं.
अब तो हमें आगे बढ़ते हैं रहना. अब तो हमें साथी है बस इतना ही कहना.
अब तो हमें आगे बढ़ते हैं रहना. अब तो हमें साथी है बस इतना ही कहना.
कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं. हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं. कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं. हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं.
संदेशे आते हैं हमें तड़पाते हैं. चिट्ठी आती है पूछे जाती है कि घर कब आओगे, कि घर कब आओगे. लिखो कब आओगे कि तुम बिन ये घर सूना सूना है. संदेशे आते हैं हमें तड़पाते हैं. जो चिट्ठी आती है वो पूछे जाती है कि घर कब आओगे, कि घर कब आओगे. लिखो कब आओगे कि तुम बिन ये घर सूना सूना है.
क्या आप इस मिशन के लिए तैयार हैं? Yes, sir. Commandos, who are we? Indian Army, sir. Indian Army ने ये जंग शुरू नहीं की थी, but we will bloody hell finish it. Yes, sir. How's the Josh? High, sir. How's the Josh? High, sir. I said, how's the Josh? High, sir. Good.
रन 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 कलियो, ये भूमि ये नहीं पकड़ियो. धागा 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 बोलियो. रन कलियो, इडी देशवे निन्न मानेयो. धाड़ा 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 ನಡೆಯೋ. ನಿನ್ನ ತ್ಯಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ನುಡಿಯೋ.
ಆ ಸಿಡಿಲು ಮಳೆಯೇ ಬಂದರು, ಸಾಗರವೇ ಉಕ್ಕಿ ಹರಿದರು. ಎದುರಾಳಿ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ನಿಂತರು, ನೀ ಮುನ್ನುಗ್ಗಿ ದೇಶನ ಕಾಯುವೆ. ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್, ನೀನಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಡೇಂಜರ್. ಸಲ್ಲಾಮ್ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್, ನೀ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾವ है प्यार तो हर पल ये कहना चाहिए मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए
What an inspiring performance! Thank you, dear friends, for that true-to-life depiction of the life and sacrifices of our soldiers.
Vishwesh, do you feel any turbulence around you?
Yes, I do, Aradhya. What is it? I can feel the intensity of the turbulence rising.
Well, don't you worry. Take it easy. Let's welcome our young rock stars of classes 3 and 4 who are here to erase your worries through their exuberant foot tapping dance.
ரொம்ப தயங்கி நிக்கிறிய அம்மா பார்த்து ஓடுறிய ஐயோ ஒன்னு நீயே குறைச்சி எடை போட்டு பாக்குறிய சும்மா வீட்டை காட்டணுண்டா நம்ம மோதி பார்க்கணுண்டா நண்பா எவன் வந்தாலும் வளர விட்டு கெத்த காட்டணுண்டா கையில தாண்டி பிடிச்சாலே பிரச்சனை தீராதே தூக்கியத நீ எரிஞ்சாலே டென்ஷன் ஏறாதே ஊருக்கு தாண்டி பயந்தாலே விலகி ஆவாதே யாருக்குமே நீ அடங்காதே வெற்றிய விடாதே
जालिया झुमकाना जालिया झुमकाना
Ramamma, hey Ramamma, jodiyo jimkana, Rasamma, hey Rasamma, kikuda engana. What a rollicking performance!
Let's give them a thunderous applause. Sculptors chisel the crude, shapeless rocks into fine, lifelike statues. It's now time to listen to the sculptor himself. I now request our director, Professor Matthew C. Nainan, to address the gathering.
Esteemed chief guest of this morning, Mrs. Usha Rao, other dignitaries, guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. First of all, I wish to thank Mrs. Usha Rao for undertaking this journey in spite of some personal inconveniences. She wanted to honor her promise to come over here and address you, and she has spent her time fruitfully and gave you some very important tips about parenting. And it looked like a counseling session, but I am sure you have all picked up some important points from her lecture or from her talk. So I thank Mrs. Usha Rao first of all. I also, yes please. I also thank the parents who have come in large number today. Unlike last week when 9 to 12 parents, the number was much less. Now 1 to 4, the number is quite good. Maybe partly because we have now interspersed the variety entertainment program along with the main academic program. So parents do not know where exactly their children will perform. So hereafter, it's not going to be a first part academic session and followed by the variety entertainments. We are interspersing them, so parents will definitely be interested in watching their children perform, no doubt, but they also will have to listen to a few things. Remember what Mrs. Usha Rao said, IQ, EQ, SQ, and AQ. I hope you will remember these short forms. I am trying to continue what she was trying to say. Listen to your children. Listening is the first thing. In language teaching, we always say LSRW. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. This is the sequence. This is the correct sequence. Children learn any language first by listening, then they start speaking, then they start reading, and last they will have to write. But we in India sometimes do the other way around. Some parents in the KG admissions tell us that he can write from A to Z now. Then I used to ask, what are we going to do now? Because he already knows how to write A to Z. Now writing, we think, is supremely important. Some children are reluctant to come to school when they start writing, because writing is very strenuous for them. So please reserve writing to the end. First, it's listening. LSRW. Listening, speaking. So let me concentrate on the second part, speaking, communication. Today, my worry is this, that communication is taking a backseat. Language is taking a backseat. So I want to tell you parents that if you really care for your children and their health, not only physical health, where nutrition is so very important, but also there is something called language nutrition. Language nutrition. Do you know this, that a child's vocabulary has a lot to do with the child's thinking? You think that language is not important. There are many students, even in higher classes, who think that their marks in maths, physics, chemistry, and so on are important, but marks in English is not important. They are making a very, very big mistake. Without language, they cannot progress. Recently, I had an interaction with two people who are very high in the echelons of industry, who were our old students. They have risen to such heights because of their communication skills and their other abilities. And they were saying that children who come out of colleges very often now, they lack communication skills. They are abysmally poor in communication. They are nerds, as Mrs. Usha Rao said. They know things. They are brilliant in their field, but they are not team players. They cannot work with people because their communication is zero. They don't have language. I want to tell you, parents, please encourage your children. How? Do you know that their vocabulary is very much influenced by you? Studies have shown that professional parents, their children have a much better language. Professional parents, which means if the parents are educated and they transact with a certain vocabulary at home, keep discussing things at home, children will have that advantage. So vocabulary is very important. Words are very important. Because when you know words, your thinking also gets expanded. And all the nuances of the words will help you think in all those directions. So a person with a good vocabulary will always be a good communicator. Even in day-to-day exchange, we need the right word and use that right word in the right manner. We use English in all of these transactions. Your children also are here because of English. Now, please understand that your children's vocabulary has to be encouraged. It has to be enlarged in order to make sure that they do well in life. An average person today who is proficient in English must be using only 6,000 to 8,000 words in their day-to-day life. 6,000 to 8,000 words. But a person who is very good in communication must be using something around 20,000 words. But the English dictionary, the Oxford English Dictionary, has as many as 2,73,000 words. 2,73,000 words, of which 1,71,476 words are current words. The rest of them are obsolete. They are not in use. So we are talking about nearly 2 lakh words, and the number of words at our command is a meager 6,000 to 10,000, even among the educated. That means that we don't know even 1/10 of the words in the English language. And our children cannot be left alone like this. We must let them acquire a vocabulary, language skills, which will help them communicate well and go ahead in life. That's what I wanted to tell you. We have large libraries here. We always say that we have one of the best libraries among schools, a large collection of books. But our old students come back to say, some of them, that they have used this library so much. But today I don't think students or even teachers are so very keen on using the library. Reading has taken a back seat. Recently I had written an article about reading. I quoted Francis Bacon and said, "Reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man." Reading maketh a full man, and a full woman too. So I spread out this article, gave it to many people all over here amongst the teachers and students. But I'm not very sure that the reading habit is active, is made use of. Libraries are made use of. During our student days, we never had all these newspapers, magazines, and so on. We had limited resources. But today, children have enough resources. Maybe many of you subscribe to newspapers and magazines at home. If you are not doing it, please try to do it. Because when you are found reading, your children also will take to the habit of reading. Reading is supremely important to encourage their communication skills, to inculcate that very good communication in them, and that will stand them in good stead in the long run. So I should now conclude at this stage, because we have already run out of time. So I don't want to take any longer, but I just want to emphasize this, that the children's neurons, nerve cells, are activated by the acquisition of new words and larger vocabulary. Always encourage them to read and develop their language skills. More of it I would have said, but the time is short and I don't want to keep you waiting for the children to perform. Some more are there. Once again, I thank all the parents, and we assure you that we will do everything that is possible to give your children the best learning environment possible. You must do your part as well. Together we can do a lot of good things for our children, and their future is our only priority, your priority and that of ours. Thank you very much.
Sir, your words have made an indelible imprint in our minds. We thank you profusely for your beautiful message. Jizen, what is your favorite food item?
Oh, there are many. I love ice creams and chocolates and pizza. Yeah.
All right, but...
Oh, and burgers and milkshakes too.
All right, Jizen, but don't you know that all these are junk food and having them frequently can lead to many lifestyle diseases?
Yes, I am aware of it. That is why I have them occasionally and have a balanced diet every day.
A wise decision. So, let us now put our hands together to welcome the students of class 2 who are getting ready to perform a dance on the importance of eating right.
The memories of Fruit Day and Cereals Day are still lingering in my mind. The sweet delicacies from our teachers and moms are mouth-watering. Ha ha ha!
Thumbs up to nutritious foods to eat. Thumbs down to the things that are much too sweet. It's okay to have a treat as long as that snack is good to eat. Eat smart, not sweet. Thumbs up to nutritious foods to eat. When we awake, we need to eat energy foods like eggs and whole wheat. Sugar in the morning is very bad. It gives us the fidgets or makes us sad. Oatmeal,
Thumbs up!
orange juice,
Thumbs up!
sugar-coated cereals,
Thumbs down!
fresh fruit.
Thumbs up!
Eat smart, not sweet. Thumbs up to nutritious foods to eat. Milk,
Thumbs up!
chicken soup,
Thumbs up!
candy bars,
Thumbs down!
yogurt.
Thumbs up!
Eat smart, not sweet. Thumbs up to nutritious foods to eat. A balanced balanced meal is good for me. We need a big variety of vegetables and fruits and grains, milk and meat and in between. Eat smart, not sweet. Thumbs up to nutritious foods to eat. Thumbs down to the things that are much too sweet. Here's a story of a boy named Ray. He ate cookies for lunch today. It came time to run the race. He slowed down, couldn't keep the pace. Here's a story of a girl named Kate. She ate and ate and ate and ate candy bars, ice cream, and cake. And now she's got a bellyache. Eat smart, not sweet. Thumbs up to nutritious foods to eat. Thumbs down to the things that are much too sweet.
Clap, stop, stop. I'm so happy, I feel alive. Clap, clap, stop, stop. It feels so good to be alive. I stretch my arms, lift my shoulders up, shake my head and I feel tip top. Flick my wrist and I stand right up. Move my hips and I dance non-stop. Clap, clap, stop, stop. I'm so happy, I feel alive. Clap, clap, stop, stop. It feels so good to be alive. Hey, I got my limbs and they work okay. Hey, I'm so lucky I can dance and play.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't you think our tiny tots deserve a big round of applause?
Thank you, dear friends, for that brilliant and enlightening dance. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ನನಗೆ ನೀರು ಕೊಡಿ.
ಯಾಕೆ ನೀರು ನೀರು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ಯಾ? ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇದೆ, ತಗೋ.
ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಬಾಯಾರಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನನಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಬದಲು ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಬೇಡ.
ಈಗಾದರೂ ನಿಂಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ?
ಹೌದು ಆರಾಧ್ಯ, ನೀರಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಜೀವನವಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀರು ಜೀವನದ ಮೂಲವಾಗಿದೆ.
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನೀರನ್ನು ಹಿತಮಿತವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಬೇಕು.
ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ಈಗ 3 ಮತ್ತು 4ನೇ ತರಗತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನೀರಿನ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಿರುನಾಟಕವನ್ನು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬನ್ನಿ, ನೋಡಿ, ಕೇಳಿ ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಶಕೆ ಮರೆ ಒಂಚೂರು ಗಾಳಿಯೇ ಬೀಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನ್ ನಿಂದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಜೋರಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ? ಏನೇ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಮ್ಮೂರೇ ತಂಪು. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ಲಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಏನಜ್ಜ? ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಫೋನ್ ಬಂತಾ? ಹೌದಜ್ಜ, ಅವ್ರ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರಂತೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ಆಯ್ತು, ಸರಿ ಸರಿ ಸರಿ. Hey sis, what are you doing? I am cleaning my water bottle. What a waste of time. Why? You don't clean your water bottle? I clean at school itself. I fill, I spill. I fill, I spill. That's all. What? How can you waste water? Every drop counts. ಬಾಟಲ್ ತೊಳ್ದಾಯ್ತಾ? ಕೂತು ಕೂತು ಸಾಕಾಯ್ತು. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರುವ. Wow! Yes, let us go. ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವ. ನೀರು ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲವಂತ ನೋಡುವ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಡುವ. ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಆಟ ಆಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನ್ ಕೆಲ್ಸನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಬೇಡ, ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡುವ.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲೌಡಿ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ರೈನ್ ನೌ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆನ್ ಅಂಬ್ರೆಲ್ಲಾ.
No, it won't rain.
No, it should not rain now. We want to play, no. Rain, rain, go away. Come again, another day. Come again, another day. We want to play. ಎಂತ? Rain, rain, go away ನಾ? ಮಳೆ ಕಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, ಎಂತ ಹಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ಹೌದು ಹೀಗೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನು ಗತಿಯೋ? ಮಳೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳೆಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ನೋ ವಾಟರ್ ನೋ ಲೈಫ್. ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೇ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟರ್. Rain, rain, come again today. Little children want to play. Rain, rain, come again. ಹಾಗೆ ಹಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಯಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ರೇನ್. ಮಳೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ರಜೆ ಸಿಗೋದು? ರಜೆ. ಇನ್ನು ರಜೆ ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ. ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಧಾರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. ಹೌದು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. ಟ್ಯಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೂ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಾವಿಲಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ನೀರಿದ್ಯಾ ನೋಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಹೌದು ನೋಡುವ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ದೇವರೇ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಸ ಈ ಬಾವಿಲಿ. ನೀರಿಗಿಂತ ಕಸವೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಂಟು.
ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ನೀರುಂಟ? ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಬಾರಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು.
ನೀರು ತರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಜ್ಜ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ತುಂಬಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೇಳುವ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಕೊಡ್ಬಹುದಾ? ಟ್ಯಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಾವಿಲಿ ಕೆಸು ತುಂಬಿ ನೀರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಜ್ಜ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಿ, ನಾನು ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ತರ್ತೇನೆ. ಕುಡಿಯುವ ನೀರಿಗೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾ? ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲ ಹೀಗಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾವು ಈ ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ನೀರಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದು ಲೆಕ್ಕನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ಕಾಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲ. ಲೀವ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್.
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರಿ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರೆ ನೀರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಹೋಗುವ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಹೇಗಿದ್ರಿ? ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ವಿ. ನೀವ್ ಹೇಗಿದ್ರಿ? ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಚಾ ಕುಡಿಯುವ. ಇನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾ ತಿಂಡಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ? ನಮ್ಮನೇಲಿ ಬರೀ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮರೆಯ. ಎಂತ ಆಯ್ತಾನ? ನಮ್ಮನೇಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹನಿ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಮರೆಯ. ನಮ್ಮನೇಲೂ ಅದೇ ಗೌಜು. ಹೌದಂತೆ, ನಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಾವಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಸವೇ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರ ಮನೇಲೂ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ. ಓ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರ ಮನೇಲಿ ಚಾನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತಿಂಡಿನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ನೀರಿನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೇಕು. ಹೌದು, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೇಕು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಒಂದಿನ ಈ ಬಾವಿಯನ್ನು ಶುಚಿಗೊಳಿಸೋಣ. ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾವು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಜ್ಜಿ, ನಾವು ಆಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಯ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಬಾವಿ ಹತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ, ಜಾಗ್ರತೆ. ಆಯ್ತು ಅಜ್ಜಿ. ನಾವಿಬ್ರು ಏನು ಆಟ ಆಡುವುದು? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುವ? ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಕರೆಯೋಣವಾ? ಬನ್ರೋ ಆಟ ಆಡೋಣ. ಕಮ್ ಲೆಟ್ us play.
ಎಂತ ಆಟ ಆಡುವ?
ಹೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೀಕ್ ಆಡೋಣ.
That is boring. I will play something else.
ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಾಲ್ ತರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಮ್ಮ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಗೇಮ್ ಆಡುವ? ಉಪ್ಪು ಬೇಕಾ ಉಪ್ಪು ಆಡುವ? we'll play that game. ಉಪ್ಪು ಬೇಕಾ ಉಪ್ಪು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಉಪ್ಪು? ಉಪ್ಪು ಬೇಕಾ ಉಪ್ಪು,
ಬಾವಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಅಂಕಲ್ ಸಂಜು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಬಾವಿ ಹತ್ರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಬ್ದವಾಯ್ತು. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಂಜು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಸಂಜು, ನೀನು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ? ನೀವು ಉಪ್ಪು ಬೇಕಂತ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪ್ಪನ್ನು ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಾವಿ ಹತ್ರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಬ್ದವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾನು ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಬಾವಿಗೆ ಕಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಎಸೆದು ಸಂಜು, ನಿನ್ನ ತಮಾಷೆ ಅತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆದರಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಬಾವಿ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಆಡುವಾಗ ಜಾಗ್ರತೆಯಿಂದಿರಬೇಕು. ಬಾವಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಕಸ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕದೆ ನೀರನ್ನು ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. ನೋಡಿ, ಬಾವಿ ನೀರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಲುಷಿತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ನೀರು ಒಂದು ಅತ್ಯಮೂಲ್ಯ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ನೀರನ್ನು ಬಳಸಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗದಷ್ಟು ಬಾವಿ ನೀರನ್ನು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ ತಪ್ಪನ್ನು ನಾವೇ ಸರಿಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ನಾವು ಇನ್ನು ಮೇಲಾದರೂ ನೀರನ್ನು ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸೋಣ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸುತ್ತದೆ.
for bringing to light the importance of water and our role in making the world a better place to live. Jizen, why do you have a kite in your hand? Oh, my friend from Rajasthan asked me to get it for a dance. I have to hurry. I have to deliver this to address. By the way, why are you holding a doll? One of my friends from Gujarat needs it. He asked me to deliver this to Little Rock. Oh, is it? My address too is the same. Let's deliver this to them and wait and watch what they have in store for us.
से ताल मिलाए, क्यों नहीं, बिल्कुल।
Ram Ram and Tune Sinnado, Sinnado, Ramanuri Gudikoche Sinnado, Sinnade. Ram Ram and Tune Sinnado, Sinnado, Ramanuri Gudikoche Sinnado, Sinnade. Akka Tantune Kurrado, Kurrado, Totagara Kochinde Kurrado, Kurrade. Pachi Pachi Pantune Pillado, Pillado. పడట్టుకొచ్చిందే పిల్లదో పిల్లదే.
नाचूंगा ऐसे उड़ती पतंग जैसे झूमे हवाओं के संग। ना मुझको रोको ना मुझको टोको, मैं हूँ मस्ती में मस्त मलंग। ये नाचूंगा ऐसे उड़ती पतंग जैसे झूमे हवाओं के संग। ना मुझको रोको ना मुझको टोको, मैं हूँ मस्ती में मस्त मलंग। मीठी बातों से नीली आंखों से मुझको खींचे है तू अपनी ओर। थोड़ा अतरंगी थोड़ा सतरंगी, सारे मिलके मचाए ये शोर। ढोल बजा ढोलीरा ढोल बजा, नाचेंगे सारी रात हम। ढोल बजा ढोलीरा ढोल बजा, नाचेंगे सारी रात हम। गरबे की रात में तू मेरे साथ में, रोकेंगे ना हम। ये बजा ढोल बजा, बजा ढोल बजा, बजा ढोल मरम धम 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 ढोल बजा। नचा सबको नचा, आजा सबको नचा, बजा धम 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 ढोल बजा।
That was fabulous. The tune of the music is still ringing in my ears. Thank you, dear friends, for that bright and breezy show.
Gratitude sweetens even the smallest moments. Here we have Anshuman M. Shetty of Class 2 to express the words of gratitude.
Respected dignitaries, members of the faculty and staff, invited guests, parents, and dear friends, a warm and graceful morning to all of you. On behalf of everyone present here, I, Anshuman M. Shetty, deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. A positive attitude enables us to make a difference in the world around us. Our director, Professor Matthew C. Nainan, always provides positive direction and motivation to all of us. I would like to express my sincere thanks to you, sir. A special thanks to the chief guest of this morning, Mrs. Usha Rao, for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. Your loving words have truly inspired us. Thank you, ma'am. As a token of our love and gratitude, I request Kushal Chandra J of Class 4 and Kriyan Shetty of Class 4 to present mementos to our esteemed chief guest. Thank you, ma'am. Thank Thank you, Kushal and Kriyansh. Our Deputy Director, Mrs. Lali A. Matthew, is a calm and composed person with a soft voice. She has a special place in our hearts. Ma'am, we acknowledge your kind support and timely guidance. My sincere gratitude to you, ma'am. A great leader is the one who leads by setting a path worthy to be followed. It's my pleasure to express my deep sense of gratitude to our principal, Dr. John Thomas, for his constant support and leadership throughout the year. Thank you, sir. I convey my heartfelt thanks to the heads of our sister institutions and members of the school managing committee for their presence. We are always grateful to our vice principals, Mrs. Julie Esther Lewis and Mr. Hari Krishna D, and all the head teachers for their enormous contribution towards today's program. My wholehearted thanks to all of you. My sincere gratitude goes to all the parents and grandparents who have gathered here to cherish and add to the beauty of today's program. A bunch of thanks to the faculty and staff who are our role models and stand as supporting pillars whenever necessary. Finally, I thank all my dear friends who made this event memorable with their valuable presence and participation. Once again, I thank each and everyone present here. Thank you.
Thank you, Amshuman. Your sincere words of recognition and appreciation have reached all hearts.
Wish, imagine a situation where you get a chance to perform this very stage 20 years from now.
What a day that would be! Definitely, I'd be taller, stronger, and wiser enough to grab that opportunity.
Well, we have a special group of 25 people very close to our hearts amidst us today. They are none other than the Little Rockers of 2004 batch. One among them is Dr. Amrita Rao Karatkal, a pediatrician in Mysore. She's a good singer too. She's here to take us to our golden years in Little Rock through a melodious song.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Amrita from batch of 2004, and it gives me immense pleasure to come back to the institution and the same platform where I used to sing 20 years ago. And I don't have any words for this. The feeling, all of us, what my fellow students, my fellow friends are all here from batch of 2004. And I thank Matthew sir, Matthew C. Nainin and Lali ma'am and the whole faculty here for giving us this opportunity today to go back through that golden years and be here with you all today. This song is dedicated to all of you, all the teachers, students, and parents. I want you all to join your hands with me. La 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 la. डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आँखों में तेरी, दीवाना बन गया हूँ मैं चाहत में तेरी. डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आँखों में तेरी, दीवाना बन गया हूँ मैं चाहत में तेरी. अब दिन गुजरते नहीं, रातें कटती नहीं, यूं तस्वीर से बात बनती नहीं. हो आजा कोई जाने ना पहचाने ना ये हुआ कैसे। तुम आ गए ख्वाबों में ऐसे, कोई जाने ना पहचाने ना ये हुआ कैसे। तुम आ गए ख्वाबों में ऐसे, बेवफा सुनो बेवफा, बेवफा न जा, डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आँखों में तेरी। जो मिल गए दिए जल गए मेरे ख्वाबों में, बन जाओ तुम मेरे हमसफर। तुम जो मिल गए दिए जल गए मेरे ख्वाबों में, बन जाओ तुम मेरे हमसफर। बेवफा सुनो बेवफा, बेवफा न जा, डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आँखों में तेरी। दीवाना बन गया हूँ मैं चाहत में तेरी, डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आँखों में तेरी। दीवाना बन गया हूँ मैं चाहत में तेरी। अब दिन गुजरते नहीं रातें कटती नहीं, यूं तस्वीर से बात बनती नहीं। हो आजा ना जा बेवफा, बेवफा ना जा, बेवफा जा बेवफा। हो आजा ला 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 ले ला 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 ले ला 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 ले ला 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 ले ला 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 ला। Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful song. The perfect show of this morning has come to an end. We hope that all of the performances and acts that my friends have put up has touched your hearts and made you smile. Thank you, my dear friends, for enthralling us to a touch of perfection and grace which is now seated in our minds forever. We thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts for sparing your time to witness our school day program. There will be a few announcements for the parents of the participant children soon after the national anthem. Now, I request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
Please be seated.
Thank you one and all. Have a pleasant weekend.